Hey Jay, how you doing? How things going? Where you been in the night? Hey Cassie, I guess you made it, huh? Hey girl, good job. Dodged a bullet. Hey Chris, how you doing? Hot already out here. I bet you got a hot day down there, don't you, Chris? Oh, sorry about that. Is that getting any better, Jay? Cassie's hanging in there. Hey Charles, how you doing? Good, hanging in there. Took Daisy swimming, Lung got a coffee. It's gonna be hot today and tomorrow. Hey Baz, how you doing? Yeah, it's hot, man. That's why I'm already back home. Got the air conditioning on, finish out my paperwork and stay inside, basically. I mentioned last night there's a Canadian goose that's got a broken leg, and I tried finding that this morning. And I asked a few boaters, so nobody saw him. Oh, God, Jay. Yeah, I know how it is. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. I mean, I feel bad for the damn thing. I mean, that thing's screwed if you can't get around, paddling around on one leg. Daisy's great. She just went swimming. I'm gonna clean up my computer a little bit and get. I should be by the time today and tomorrow. I should be caught up on everything, which I hardly ever do. Well, it's not over yet, Jay. You know. Now, is she living on the streets or someplace else? Yeah, you knocked it out early, Charles. That's good. Jay, is she out like in an area? Do you know where she's at? Oh wow. All right, Misty, how you doing? How's your weather up there today? You got a hot one going on? Hey, Misty, you used to do those. Didn't you used to do those videos along the lake like a long time ago? You were over in Ontario, I think. I'm not sure, or I mean, you were over in Ontario. Is that you? Oh, gotcha, Jay. Man, I don't know what to tell you. I see it a lot. Yeah, how old is she, Jay? Well, I'll tell you, SD cards are getting cheaper. I think it's because of that and some new storage mediums, you know. Yeah, I don't blame you. Upsetting. Hey, Jenny, how you doing? How's it going? I run into people from time to time, you know, they'll see me taking photos and they want to get a photo of something, which I always say, yeah, no problem. But shooting in this high resolution, it is a little bit of a problem because the files are too big to send with an email, even one photo. So I end up putting on a SD card and mailing it to them. Oh, best of luck to you, Jay. Oh, sorry about that, Misty. And is that heroin, I'm assuming? Misty, you didn't used to do videos over there in Ontario, did you? Along the water? Hey, Empress, how you doing? Oh, yeah, I believe it. That's a little do to you. Yeah, total stress. Oh, okay. Yeah, you should do it, Missy. It's fun. Yeah, right. Yeah. They get really good at that. Oh, thank you, Empress. Yeah. I'm going to go down there, I think, Tuesday. Get some more. Yeah, probably right, Red. Yeah. Suboxone or methadone certainly seem to have its share of critics, and I'm not exactly sure why. Oh, thank you, Jane. There are some nice people out there. You know, I don't. She's got her own channel, Empress. She's got her own channel. I'm trying to think of its name. Jessie Dunn, D-U-N-N. Jessie Dunn, D-U-N-N. Oh, thank you, CK. Sorry about that, Missy. What kind of kid was he when he was young and in school? Were there problems there? Hey, Julie, how you doing? I've been told that Lacey got nailed in some federal charges in Ohio, but all I know is she hasn't been around and nobody's been in jail with her, so I really don't know, Jenny. Hey, Dorothy, how you doing? Hey, baby cakes. I think it's like 85 already. It's not even noon. That's exactly right, Jay. It takes out the middleman and it's a controlled dose and it's under medical supervision. It's a lot different than getting it on the street. You're not going to get a spike with fentanyl. Hey, Spelling Bee, how are you? Good, Julie. Sorry about that, Misty. When I talk to people and I ask them, about, their life as a younger person, it's really kind of a mixed bag. I think that there are more people than not that come from troubled homes or parents with substance abuse issues themselves. But some of them come what they describe as being excellent childhoods, which is a hell of an argument for genetics. Hey, that's a good idea, Julie. Yep, have a good day. Take some water with you. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Yeah, gotcha, Ren. Why would you think synthetic opioids would be harder to quit? Is that just based on like the receptors and since they're chemically engineered and you're getting the same thing the whole time? I wonder why that is that way. Yeah, it's going to be hot here today and tomorrow, and then Monday's going to be nice. I can remember as a kid, we'd get a day or two like this every fifth year in August. You expected to get broiled in August, and every occasional September. I can remember as a kid just being super hot in school, like in September. But this crap we've had, this is like Texas weather for a month's worth of it, and here we are with August to go. Oh, is that how it happened, Jay? Okay. Oh, interesting, Red. That's interesting. Huh. I notice I've been having anxiety a lot lately. I don't know why. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. If I could do something about it, I would. It's not because of anything. It just comes and goes. Oh, okay, Jay. Yeah, and that's something. Even Canada's getting broiled this summer. Canada's really got to be hurting with tourism, summer tourism. Fishing trips and camps and that kind of thing. Not to mention, typical commerce that you depend on from the average person. But I would think the border communities in Canada have really got to be struggling. Not to mention, the seasonal areas like a place like I live up north where people fish and camp and that kind of thing. No, I think that'd be interesting, Misty. Actually, I have the journal of a girl that I know down there in Detroit, but when I started reading it, I thought, you know what, this is just too personal. So I'm going to give it back to her when I see her. But, yours is a little different situation. It seems to me, and I think you're lucky that you have those, is, when you're strung out and you're in that kind of lifestyle, writing and keeping track of things is a discipline. And at least my experience, they'd like to keep a journal, but for a multitude of reasons, it never happens, which I get. But, geez, if you've got that much info, that's golden as far as the insight into a drug addict's life. Oh, good for you. Well, that's cool, man. I'd be curious what the crowds are like. I'd like take a picture of Crazy Horse, will you? I haven't been out there in about 22 years, and I'm wondering if you can tell the difference. Yeah, well, you don't know. Like that's like a lot of things in life. You don't really know until you get into things, and it happens when I'm out there doing that. I mean, there's some people I pay that I don't do an interview with, and it's for a lot of reasons. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings over $10 when I'm interviewing one person and don't seem to be interested in them. Yeah, it was just really sad. mothers are still mothers, and they have a tremendous amount of guilt. So for the people that knock Maddie out there, I try to delete those comments when I see them, but they just don't understand addiction. And for people that aren't in that life, they think that Maddie has really been a turncoat with the children she brought into this world. And, you know, there's arguments either way, but I'm sure if Maddie could wave a wand and be a good mother and be back with him, she would be. And at least according to Maddie, the people that these kids are with seem to be doing well with the birth father and her mother. So, I mean, people want to ram home how much better they'd be if they were Maddie and that with Maddie, and that may not necessarily be true. And it's not anybody's business. She's got enough problems with having the additional stress of watching nasty comments on untrained professionals that don't have an idea what drug addiction's like, telling her what she should do. So when I see them, I get rid of them. And I know I miss some. YouTube's a funny, glitchy program. People say, why didn't you delete that message? I'll tell you why I didn't delete it, because I didn't see it. If it doesn't come up in my messages or if it's not held, they're on there sometimes, even though I scroll every day, all day, looking for negative comments. I just never see them, and they're posted. I don't know what to tell you. It's weird. Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right, Misty. Yeah. But you know, when you read those passages and you're strung out, you've been away from your kid, you feel terrible about yourself. Your life's not getting any better. You're getting dope sick over the COVID thing, and you start writing and you read this, you think, oh my God. I suppose there are worse lifestyles, but I put that right up there with regard to what I've read. I wish just people could have an hour of how they feel about themselves. Oh, wow, Mark. Now, Mark, are they compensating the people that are unable to work because of COVID? Because I guess in the United States, ours just ended, or at least a good portion of it. Hey, Mary, how you doing? How you feeling? No, they don't. Like I said, I'd like to take Marguerite and Rebecca and Crystal and Cassie. I'll take them to a school. Hey, No Name, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, it just seems like the schools and these places, you know, they have good intentions, which you gotta like them for. But these boring ass, stupid speakers that come in and these film strips and movies and PowerPoints that put you to sleep, I don't think they're have that much impact. You need something like real people you could talk to. Oh, Tori said hello, Mary. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I don't like it either. Yeah, 84 in the shade. That sounds about right. Yeah, I've been reading about Alex Trebek. I was reading some stuff on him last night. I saw that memoir. He's a good guy, I think. I like him, you know. Yeah, he's still fighting. Now, I get in the article that I read, it said that he was going to quit some of his medications. I'm not sure what he means by that. I'm assuming that he's still going to do chemotherapy. Yeah, I like Alex Trebek. I do. He's managed to not make a fool out of himself or become a complete phony. So in this day and age, he gets my vote. Seems like such a gentleman. If you read that book, I think it was a book that Ken Jennings wrote, you know, the all-time winner on Jeopardy, he described Alex Trebek as just like a big jerk. So I don't know what the deal is there. You know, everybody's got an opinion. Yeah, Dare. It is so stupid. Or the war on drugs. It's just hard to believe with the resources that a country can have that you just fail so miserably. And the more and more I learn about rehabilitation, the more and more that seems like it's a big scam. Tons of people making tons of money. You know, if you sell somebody a shitty car, you give them a crappy meal at a restaurant, they don't come back. Rehabs, they do. That's because somebody else is paying the bill. I mean, if you looked at any other facet of society and you looked at the success ratio of rehabs just from the people that I talk to, it's got to turn your radar on. You're done with that, aren't you, Mary? Aren't you done with that? Over the hump? Hey, Passionately, how you doing? Oh, thank you. Oh, wow, Roses, no kidding. Congratulations. Wow, that's a long time, yeah. Huh. I guess there's a UFC thing on tonight. I like UFC, but as I've said all along, it's not a legit world-class sport. It's not like a legitimate professional sport. I mean, it's fun, but they're out of their minds for what they want for a pay-per-view. It's just not worth it. Hey, Ogie, how you doing? Oh, there you go. You're multitasking passionately. That's good. Yeah, it's terrible. Well, you know, the thing that I can't figure out is society. I mean, there's all the data you need. I don't want to say you're going to get stuck with these people, but I'll tell you what is going to happen is you're going to end up paying for them one way or the other. So why not invest it up front and just put as big a dent as you can in people with mental illness? Because they're going to cost the system tons of money. No, I don't know, you know. You listen to somebody like Katie, at least she was honest. And, you know, I don't agree with it, but you don't have to agree with something to realize you can see it their way. In that interview that I had with Katie, I think she summed it up. She's not blaming a bad childhood, and she doesn't want any responsibility. When you really think about it, you think of the stress in your life. I'm not saying that people should turn into a working girl on the streets, but Katie answered an important question, and that's why she's there and she doesn't plan on leaving. I wouldn't want to be that way, but she did a pretty good job of explaining it. You know, hey Karen, how you doing? Oh wow, Dorothy, huh? Yeah, yeah, nice girl, she really is. I hate Facebook, but we did become Facebook friends. But pretty good, hanging in there, yeah. Yeah, that's how it is up here, Mark, yeah. It's so upside down here. I feel bad for people. You know, I never really, if you'd have told me 10 years ago, this COVID stuff, first of all, I would have never believed it. That was something to me that was in Chinese horror movies where everybody's running around with a mask. And then if you'd have told me that all the businesses in a seasonable area like this, where, you know, it's summer, vacationing, camping, fishing, that kind of thing, this is their time when they survive through the winter. You've got to be busy from June to the end of September. And that's been taken away. A lot of it's been taken away. I'm not saying it's a bad reason, but it's unfortunate. And nobody would agree to their busiest time of the year just allowing it to be half full. Everybody has basically signed their own business death warrant, unless you got a bunch of cash in reserve. So it's bad enough now, but going into the winter for these up north businesses, they are going to really have a tough time. Oh yeah, Tassie dodged a bullet at her job, which is good. So good for Tassie. Yeah, Karen, you know, Karen, there's some people that have sent me some comments that you've made about Becky on other chat boards, which you're entitled to your opinion. But, you know, I'll pay for it. And I'm not knocking you, but it seems like you don't comprehend drug addiction at that level, and you really don't have a good understanding of what the day-to-day life is of a person like Rebecca. And maybe I was more like you when I first started, but Rebecca isn't simply a manipulating con artist that's trying to rip everybody off. She's a woman that's given up her children, that's in the depths of destruction of heroin and cocaine and crack and God knows what else. She's living on the streets. Her health has suffered. So I'm not criticizing someone. And as I've told her in interviews before, I would hope that there would be a better life for Rebecca, but I'm not going down there with the pie in the sky. I think JA will tell you that just because her daughter hasn't turned out the way she wanted it to, it's not like she's going to turn her back on her. So even though the people that I interview and talk to, that people are going to say I enable them, they're using me. Well, that's your opinion, and you guys aren't mental health professionals, and I'm my own man down there. And luckily, I don't belong to any legitimate professional program because then I'd be part of such bad odds for people that are trying to leave there. So anything that I do or try and help them with, it's worth a try because everything else has failed. And when I see people talk about Becky that way, it makes me just want to block them and not have them be able to intermingle with people in chats, which, you know, it's a fine line between an opinion and someone that doesn't understand what someone like Becky goes through. So, you know, I don't want to see the videos and the interviews I do littered. I think you know better than to leave a comment here that you've left other places. So I give you an A+ for that, but I'm willing to pay for a book on heroin addiction, and I think it'd give you a better insight as to why Becky's the way she is. Hey Sherry, how you doing? No, that's exactly it. Those are just the people that don't like me, that are trying to get my channel kicked off. I'm an enabler. I'm a big dumbass. I'm stupid. I like Becky. You know, there's a special relationship with Becky. All that, I do like Becky, but that's where it ends. I don't like Becky any more than I like Ebony, who I haven't talked to in 2 months. I mean, I'm not saying I got some white hat on. I'm doing anything good. I'm really not, but I would if I could. And I certainly, these women read their comments. All of them do. I don't care what kind of bad life you're having down there. They all seem to have a cell phone most of the time or have access to a cell phone. And they all read the comments that are left for them. And the last thing I need them to do is to be sitting with a pen light in an unlit bando, hungry, reading their comments that somebody left that are very unflattering. That's not good. And it bothers them. And that's why I made Sharon a moderator right off the bat, because the last thing she needed was to be able to go on there and read all the shitty things people thought about her. It's not good. It's not nice. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's not like, you know, I'm some cornball, Bible-toting hot chocolate deliverer, but, you know, it's not like I think they're all my kids or daughters or something like that. It could be, you know, a hairy trucker with two grapefruit-sized balls that needed help too. I mean, you know, there's no agenda here. You know, it isn't because they're blonde and skinny and flirty. I don't care one way or the other. Which is why if you look at the people I interview anybody. But it ticks me off when I see people get that mean and talk that way about someone that they don't really understand. They're not in their shoes. Yeah, it's just not nice. That's the one thing about YouTube. I mean, it just seems like when you it's surprising to me that I guess it's not. You live in a society where the comments these people leave, I just think they must have had bad childhoods. They're like pissed off, you know, and they're always saying nasty things about people. Yeah. love to, Bill. You better believe it. I don't even know. Is that still there, Bill? I don't know if that's still there or not. You know, I'm always east of Wyoming. And to tell you the truth, I don't even remember where BT's at. I know it's on Michigan Avenue somewhere, but is it between, is it like Michigan and Schaefer or something? You know, I get on the expressway and get off at Wyoming, but I went there when I was younger. Yeah. No, they would never say that's it, Black Magic. They would never say that in person. But there's just a lot of, I see the comments that they leave, and no, it's just, there's got to be something wrong with somebody that talks that way. You know? Yeah, it's it, repent, yeah. No, I think so too, Misty, yeah. Yeah. And you know, if you look at these people, these are just people telling you like it is. I mean, like with me fooling around with this YouTube, I'm lucky enough where I can afford to be honest. I mean, there's jobs that wouldn't allow me to have a YouTube, even though it was unconnected to my work. I'd have to just do all this stupid shit that I didn't really want to do in order to like keep employed. So I'm just lucky that I can go out there and do this, and I haven't had to horror myself out for views and subscribers and all that stupid shit. Yeah, you're right, Dally. They do. That's what I say. Don't watch. That's exactly right. It's just, it's not even like compassion. I mean, honest to God, I mean, if I did, I've been always kind of this way, even way before YouTube and stuff. If I was someplace and I saw somebody, like today I spent, and I'm not saying it's even a good quality, I'm not tooting my own horn. I looked for 45 minutes for a goose with a broken leg. And I know it's screwed and I couldn't find it. Some asshole in the chat last night starts making goose comments and stuff. Just stupid, man. I don't want those kind of people around here. And anybody that doesn't understand the position that these women are at, just soon they hit the road. Unsubscribe, don't share, no, put a thumbs down if you want. Just get the fuck out of here. I'm so lucky to just be able to say this. I mean, this has been the only time in my life. Usually you got some neighbor you don't like, some person you run into at the coffee shop, a clerk at Walmart, and you have to just put up with their stupid asses because of the environment you're in. But the nice thing about YouTube is I can just plant a foot in their ass as hard as I can on every opportunity that comes up and not worry about it. You know how liberating that is to not have to put up with these assholes? So great. I mean, I can actually tell them how I feel on here rather than just, oh yeah, that's Sally, you know, I don't really agree with her. You better believe I don't. I'd like to take a Louisville Slugger to her. And in public, I can't say that. I can't walk up to John that just called me an enabling douchebag and say, you know what? You make one more comment like that and I'm going to beat your goddamn ass in front of your wife. But on here, they feel comfortable that way. So it's just so liberating, and I thank YouTube for it, that I can call it like I see it. And whoever doesn't like it, fuck them. With a big, giant capital F. And believe me, I make plenty of mistakes. I think I made one with Daisy last night. You know, there are people that, you know, you get to know through YouTube. And like last night, I had a temper tantrum for about 5 minutes. You know, people don't want to see someone get on me because they know me and they know what the score is and they don't want it to be twisted, manipulated. But honest to God, you know, I've been my own worst enemy more than once, and I'm sure I'm going to continue to do it. So even when I'm having a meltdown, I'd never mute the mic because I think it would be phoniness and fraudulent. I may look like a lunatic for 6 or 7 minutes, but I'll take it. I'll claim it. Yeah, it's true. It seems so simple but true. I mean, there's the human factor, Dorothy. There's people that you don't like. There's people that you're going to find attractive that I interview. There's people that you hate their guts. It's just always this bias that's kind of hanging around, you know? And I've had to work at that, to tell you the truth. I mean, there's when times I would have liked to put a arm bar on Kelly, followed it up with a suplex, and then choked her out until she tapped. But I didn't. I didn't let my bias and my personal feelings get in the way of trying to keep on helping her in some weird way. And that's what I say, Misty. Yeah, I know. No, Karen, I'd be glad to talk to you about it if you want. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? You didn't offend me. You just surprised me, and I thought it was very insensitive and rude of you to chime in with someone that couldn't defend themselves. And then what you said is absolutely not at all accurate. And the chat that you were on, I see that she's actually lowered the bar because evidently nobody wanted to watch her videos about her makeup. So now she puts chosen one in the title of her videos so she can get someone to pay attention to her. I've lost respect for her as well. She's not a psychologist. She's not a psychiatrist. She was a working girl 105 years ago. That doesn't have anything to do with the situation that Becky's in. So, I don't know if, I'm just telling you that I saw what you said and that's not cool, but you didn't say it over here. It was just someone trying to give me a heads up. I think you ought to look at these comments that Karen's making, and I looked at them and I didn't like them, and I think they were super rude. So honestly, to be honest with you, I wish you'd just go someplace else. That's about as low as it gets, talking about someone that way, especially from someone that doesn't know what they're talking about. That is so unbelievably rude. It's pissing me off thinking about it right now. I'm trying to just like take the high road and act like, you know, give you another chance. But honestly, in my heart of heart, I wish you'd just get out of here, unsubscribe, and never come back. You're a poor quality person in every sense of the word. What a shitbag. Then you have enough nerve to say you apologize if you offended anybody. Something wrong with you. So at least I got the luxury of having you come on again. Need your damn head examined. Bet if you saw Becky sitting in a restaurant, you wouldn't walk up there and sit down and talk that shit. You ought to sue your parents. Really, you guys, it's not right. It's not normal. Hey, Mama, how you doing? Yeah, you're probably lucky, Mama. You know, I've said all along, I'm not trying to win a popularity contest. Hey, Jane, how you doing? Hey, Sherry. I mean, there's something wrong with these people out here that, you know, they got to put my damn channel name in there in the title of their videos. That just speaks volumes. Really, that's as low as it gets. Can you imagine just sitting around? I don't care whether you're a car salesman or a grocery store, and all you do is all day long is just start putting the title of the guy that's got a better business than you do in your title. In your advertisements. It's just something that's nuts with these people, man. You know, they can't come up with anything on their own. They got to do this. And that's one big downside of YouTube. When I filled out their 40-minute survey, I would have brought that up every chance I could. There's no other facet in internet commerce or anything where you can use someone else's name to draw attention to your channel, unless it's the media. They're experts at it, causing trouble, using names, using tag words. And by the way, when I upload these interviews, I don't tag the interviews with a bunch of bullshit. I don't even fill it out in any of them, nothing. I don't fill out, hooker, prostitute, dope addict, drugs, none of that shit. If you look at that early video I did of Angel, and it was really super sad. She said that she first found my interview because she Googled West 4th Street hose. And I said to her right then, there's no way I had ever said some shit like that. No way. And she said, well, you didn't say it, but it came up another video and then it shows me as recommended. Man, I would never put some crap like that in a tagline. See, that's what people, if you fooled around with the internet, you understand meta tags. And a lot of these people, like this Chosen One victim support and stuff, I'm sure he's putting in the taglines that you don't see. Chosen One murderer, rapist, serial killer, stalker. So you're trying to figure out why his videos are becoming recommended to you based on, it's certainly a different philosophy. That's why. It's how they tag them. And that's why half these wackos that can't come up with anything on their own, that's what they use, and that's why their videos get recommended to you. And that's a super giant flaw in YouTube, if you ask me. Just troublemakers. Electronic troublemaking. That shit's stirring up trouble all damn night long, all week, all year long, automatically. It's written in the code. Hey Liz, how you doing? Good, Sean. How's it going? Oh, that's good, Sherry. Good for you. It's a good choice. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm not kidding you. Well, they've really, they say there's, philosophies that if you want to have a successful channel, don't delete any comments. Just let every wacko out there say whatever they want. And before you know it, it starts controversy and arguments and bullshit. These idiots that have started channels against me, that's what they hang their hat on. They're too stupid to come up with anything else. So it's always got to be what I did, what I should have done, what I'm going to do. No, that's all they have. And really, that works a little bit. Let's say you were going to start out a channel tomorrow, and it was going to be great video, super editing, nice graphics. It probably wouldn't do shit. It'd probably linger around like I did for years and nobody watched. But if you start a channel, Tom Reed's a big giant douchebag, and all your videos are geared to Tom Reed serial killer, Tom Reed murderer, Tom Reed enabler, Tom Reed bomb maker, you're going to get about 1,000 or 1,500 subscribers in about a year for doing absolutely nothing but talking about what a big asshole I am. And then it kind of like plateaus out. Most of them don't get around it. They get around 800 and they just stay there forever. So I would say a good number to hang your hat on of people that can start out and have a channel just doing bullshit. It's about 8% in the whole scheme of things. They're never really going to get to where they're going to be large groups of people watching their videos. It's just going to be misfits like themselves that still live with their mothers that they're going to think that's a successful channel, because it is successful if you look at them. If you took it, lunatic Debbie, she wouldn't have 25 subscribers if she depended on content of her own. She has none, unless she wanted to do a how-to video on being an irresponsible parent, but that doesn't get many views. Hey, Sharon. So you'll see them, they pop up, Chosen One, killer, stalker. They get quite a few subscribers for a short period of time based on a legitimate channel, and then it dies. You're never going to find one of these hate channels with like 25,000 subscribers and 100,000 views. It's just not happening. The people that like the channel, that are interested in what I do, they'll watch it once and then they'll go away, and then you'll have people that I've blocked and banned and don't want around here. They will thrive there, but it's still just a very tiny segment of society. It's the unsuccessful, the miserable, the backstabbing misfits that you wouldn't want living next to you for all the money in the world. And there's enough people like that to keep their channels a little bit going, but it's never going to be anything on a grander scale. Just, it's nice to see that it caps out pretty early. But I know decent people that have good channels that, you know, like Carrie West Bay is trying to get her singing channel going. I mean, all the trouble she goes through, and here she's got 125 subscribers. But yet, if she changed the name of her channel as Tom Reed, murdering, stalking serial killer singing channel, she would get a lot of action from that just by recommended videos through YouTube's algorithms. Yeah, believe me, these computers have been coded this way. Once you get 300 people to click on Tom Reed's a big asshole, it's off to the races. And that's how they get established. And that sucks. And that shouldn't happen, but it does. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah, that's it, baby cakes, yeah. So. Oh, she did. Where's that going to be at? You know, I tell you, I don't like this camera I have for nighttime videoing. I'm going to get another one, actually. The lady that comes on here, her and her husband are truckers. They bought that other photo equipment I have. Where's that at? Where's that at, Mari? Yeah, okay, yeah. Go to Misty Joe's channel and watch her hamsters. Because I tell people, including you, Mr. Joe, anybody that wants to, Sugar Springs probably. Anybody that is starting their own channel, you're welcome to put links in my videos to your channel. It's no problem. I realize what a bunch of luck it is, so anything I can help you with, let me know. Yeah, you know what I mean, Toy Maker? Yeah. No, why not, man? I mean, you know, you got people out there that just shred an electric guitar or just are fantastic on an acoustic guitar. They got like 20 views. It just doesn't make sense. If you told me I'll give you 10 grand and I'll give you a week to come up with a viral video, I wouldn't know what to do. It's got its own set of criteria and rules. And there's videos that I think, well, I think this is interesting. You know, I've had them up 5 years. Nobody really cares. You know, it's funny, you see like a working dual interview that I do, it'll get 1 million views, and you'll get some guy with a PhD and a medical degree, an MD PhD from Harvard and Stanford. He's giving a lecture on neurosurgery, and his video's been up for 5 years, and he's got like 19 views. I mean, it doesn't make sense in so many ways, you know? Sugar Spring. Yeah, see, Sugar Springs is like a community down on M30, you know, between here and Gladwin. And I don't know where it would be there. I'll have to look it up. You know? Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. I can remember when I was a kid, and you know, it was so unlikely that I was gonna get a ride in an airplane, let alone fly one on my own. And I remember thinking, you know, as a kid, you'd be sitting on this picnic table, and all these guys in these airplanes would be taxiing by you, and you think they'd stop and say, "Hey, you want to go for a ride?" or something like that. Never. And I thought, even when I was a kid, I thought, you know, if I ever get that opportunity where I'm going to be able to do this, and I see somebody sitting on a bench, I'm going to stop over there and I'm going to ask them if they want to go for a plane ride. And I bet I've done that 100 times. And it's so fun to like take somebody that has an interest in that. And if you're not in aviation, you will pay up the ass for a ride. But once you get in it, you're a part of it. Everybody's giving everybody rides because you're on the inside now. You're not on the outside looking in. And I remember thinking, I hope I'm never some big asshole where I wouldn't be taking people for a ride just randomly. And I did, man. I took so many people for rides that were just sitting on there watching airplanes. And I kind of do the same thing with this. You know, like, why not, man? Yeah, I don't know. Using, yeah, a dipshit named Nitty. Yeah, that's it. He's down in Southwest Detroit. Yeah. I wasn't, guys trying to promote a channel, and then it just kind of went off the rails. What got me about him is Monica, the girl that was hit by a car and killed. I know her boyfriend. He used to be on here a lot, and that was his girlfriend. And he asked Nitty to not use her photo, which he stole off my video, as his avatar. And Nitty told him to get screwed. So right then and there, I knew, you know what? I don't think I want to have anything to do with this guy. And that's another example of a channel that's basically tapped out. He's basically drawn everybody out of the woodwork he could find. He's got what's he got? 800 subscribers. That's going to be about it for him. He's never going to make any money, and he's never going to have a successful channel. In his mind, it's successful because when he tried making one on his own, he didn't have any views or any subscribers. So when he got successful at copying somebody else's name and content, but he's pretty much tapped out. He'll never be any better than what he is now. All right, you have a good day, Misty. You get that hamster channel going. It'll get more views than a neurosurgeon. Put in the tagline, Tom Reed murdering pet hamsters. Yeah, it is busy, and I took Daisy swimming, and I got a coffee. Do you know those? That's a mother, daughter, and two granddaughters that work at that coffee shop. You know who I'm talking about, Melodic? You know that family? Oh, I hate heavy traffic. Oh, Chicago, yeah. When you live in Chicago, like I did for 13 years, everything's planned around traffic. I've stayed at hotels 30 miles away because I didn't want to battle the traffic coming home in the evening. Yeah, Melodic, you up there in Traverse City? You up there spying on Murray? Yeah, do it, Missy. Got to come up with a game plan that's going to work. No, you never know. I found baby cakes, at least my experience. I mean, there's no way of knowing. You look at Tassie. Yeah. He said he was going to Traverse City today. So good for him. I bet it's busy as hell up there where you're at, Murray. Are those fish people, are they at that farmer's market, or are they up there today, do you know? Yeah, well, they got anything going on up there today? If those, all right, Janice, have a good day. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the beef jerky, I mean, there's two ways of looking at this. They got all those jerky huts. Now, I can tell you that that beef jerky is made down around Coquitlam someplace. I don't know how many locations they've got. I know there's at least 3 that I drive by. That's packaged jerky that, is shrink wrapped. Now, to me, with this crazy hot summer and mail is slow, that's the way I would go. Now, there's other places that make fresh beef jerky. It's not shrink wrapped. But man, I'm just a little gun shy on sending anybody that with this hot, slow mail. You know what I mean? It's not as protected. Really, in the whole scheme of things, jerky is generally not exactly a choice cut of meat. And I'm not convinced that the best beef jerky in the world is that much different than the worst. So if you're going to order some, I'd probably go with the shrink wrapped jerky hut as opposed to the fresh stuff. Because I'm telling you, 90 degrees on the road for 5 days, unrefrigerated. I know it's jerky, but you'll also notice when you go into these butcher shops that you'll see the jerky's in a cooler. Well, why? Because it's supposed to be. So this rolling the dice with a pounded $30 a pound jerky that's fresh, that's not shrink wrapped, and sending it priority mail, I just don't think it's a good time to do it. Which is why when I send it to people, it's the shrink wrapped other stuff that isn't made on premises. I mean, honestly, sometimes with some foods, it's more marketing than it is reality. And I think jerky may fit in that context. I don't think the jerky that you get shrink wrapped is much different than the fresh jerky. But when you see fresh jerky, you think, oh, I want a piece of that because it's fresh. I don't know that that makes it better. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, Tassie's doing really well. Yeah. And she kept her job, and she's going back to work Sunday, evidently. Oh, you got to be careful what you feed birds. It's a formula. Don't be giving them worms and stuff. You know. There's a lot of wildlife rehab places around there. You can look up. There's one in Ann Arbor. I've taken birds to a couple times. Yeah, a big problem with a baby bird this time of year is dehydration and hypothermia. It's going to get cold tonight. He needs to be warm and hydrated, and then food. And the food needs to be warmed and given through an eyedropper. But don't try and do it yourself. But he needs to be, believe it or not, even on a hot day, you know, they have no insulating ability. Yeah, if it's not injured, put it back inside the nest. Put it back in the nest if you can find it. That's a myth that birds smell human smell, and that's absolute nonsense. No, you don't know what kind of bird it is. You don't know what kind of bird it is. Worms will kill some birds. Look for a wildlife place that'll come get it. Hey, are you up there right now, Melodic? Are you up there now? Yeah, find its nest, yeah. Yeah, 1 in 10 birds supposedly is live ends by a feral cat. You know, I got mixed feelings on feral cats. I did pay to have 25 of them neutered and spayed because basically I did it for the birds and I didn't want the cats euthanized. But I wasn't like both feet in, you know. I did it, but when I see these cats sneaking around bird feeders, it's not good thoughts I have. Yeah, it is the best, yeah. You wouldn't believe all of it. I'll try and get some video of it tonight. Maybe 25 fawns. Honest to God, I thought one last night was a Chihuahua. You know, crossing the street. It was so small. I've never seen deer up here that small walking around. I mean, like a foot off the ground type thing. And they kind of struggled across the road to join some other ones. But there's just a whole field full of fawns in the evening. So cute. Yeah, fox are fantastic. You know, I worked at a wildlife rehab place, and you know, you'd be surprised the fox can't bite very hard. If you use those like brown cotton gloves that you see everywhere, a fox can't bite through that. I was surprised. They're super intelligent animals. Yeah, they're gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, there's places that do that for free too. Yeah, we have them up here. Some are not free, but they'll do it for 25 bucks. There's a good vet down on Michigan Avenue on the stroll. Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, I really do like animals. I don't know if you were on earlier, but there's a Canadian goose with a broken leg I've tried to find this morning. I saw him last night. I knew when I got that close to him on the boat ramp, something was up. Sure enough, it looks like he's got a broken wing and a broken leg. Poor thing kind of paddled away on one leg. He's screwed if somebody doesn't get him. Yeah, I'm going to try and get it. Melodic, are you up north or are you down here still? Oh, yeah, you must be up in Traverse City. Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that goes to a health club that lives up there. And he said those Culver's Lions were never like that prior to COVID. So it's all with a lot of places with limited hours, people not wanting to go through the mask bullshit. But he said he never saw lines at Culver's in Traverse City until the COVID thing. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Yeah, Melodic. Melodic, go up there to Northport. Go up and see Mari. Go skinny dipping at the Indian Marina. No, Dr. Poe is actually, they tried to take his license away before. Did you know that? If you Google his name, he's got some critics. No, they never did, so it could all be bullshit, kind of like the stuff that I go through. But they really seemed to nail him on delivering a litter of puppies. They got him on something. Once you get in the targets of like a licensing body or a bunch of psychos on YouTube, you got to really be diligent defending yourself. No skinny dipping? Okay. Show Melodic where that cool looking graveyard and church are in. See, that water should still be hot, Murray. You got a couple cooled off nights, but that water should still be around record temperature. I bet if you stick a thermometer in there, I bet it's at least 73, which is crazy for Lake Michigan. Oh, no kidding, Nicole. Yeah, I get that. I think their cheeseburgers are excellent. I think their fries are terrible, which I'm grateful for because fries are what really make you fat. I had a fish dinner there. I didn't think it was that good. I didn't like the custard, and they never have their pork tenderloin or their pot roast. They never have it there, which is kind of weird. One kid told me it was COVID, and another kid told me that they just decided not to carry it anymore, which is odd because I noticed that the menus were new that were printed. No, but right near the casino, Mari could show you where the marina is, and you could look at some cool thing while he's in there gambling. You're almost right across the street from it. Below it. You're almost really right across the street there. You can meet Mari if she's not working for a coffee or something right there in Odema or however you pronounce that. Yeah, the cheese curds just don't seem appealing to me, but the burgers are excellent. That's what I get, the cheeseburgers. They're good. Omina, yeah. You mean freezing even where the water comes near the marina? Because that water was pretty warm when I was there. Yeah, Sleeping Bear Dunes was cool. Yeah. Yeah. Now, Murray, do you ever just go out and jump right off the dock at the marina? Or do they not want people doing that? Well, they tell your buddy to go gamble for an hour or an hour and a half, and then you go look over at the marina, and you can see that Indian burial ground and powwow grounds. It'd be way more fun than gambling. Yeah, Ludington's cool. I like Ludington as you pull into town. It looks like an old town that's like really cool. No, I don't like their fries. I think their fries are terrible. So it's been kind of a mixed bag. I just stick with the cheeseburger. And if you get extra things at Culver's, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, a cheeseburger, it's a good cheeseburger. It's worth every bit of $5, $5.50 or whatever it is. But that other stuff, you get a value meal with the pop and stuff. It's like it's $13 for a cheeseburger, shitty fries, and a small pop. Not happening. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool, Mama. That's cool. Good. Well, I got in a bookstore last week for the first time. I bought a photography magazine. And boy, was it nice just looking around, browsing around the bookstore. I haven't done that since pre-COVID. Oh, gotcha, Mama. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I'm hungry too. I need to get something to eat too. Yeah, where you been, Vita? What happened to you? Their fish is greasy. You got it, man. I told you, I got the 3-piece cod dinner with the pop, $16. That's nonsense. $16. And I gave the third piece of cod to a seagull. Greasy. Yeah, you're right, John. Yeah, it's true. They're shitty. I mean, this sounds. If I want to have a fry fix, I tell you who's got good fries is. I think Wendy's fries are good. I don't like anything else there, but I like their fries. No, Traverse City. That lawsuit actually got dismissed, and then they tried to sue Jeffrey Feiger for negligence. Yeah, she's down near my feet. I already took her swimming. Yeah. Yeah, but if you're at a franchise, the oil should be fine. You know, if you go to Five Guys, it's in peanut oil, which is a hell of a lot better than vegetable oil. But because all these religious groups and cost and what have you, you don't really find fries deep fried in lard anymore. Although I know where you can get fries and onion rings deep fried in lard, and they're fantastic. The local Big Boys. Melodic, I don't know if you've had Big Boys fries or they have the best onion rings in the world. It's because they're cooked in lard. I mean, you'll be bigger than a house if you eat them all the time, but they're like old day fries. But it's pretty, with filtering systems, I'll give you an example, the new fryer at McDonald's. You know, the problem with deep frying, they're frying it around 3¼ Fahrenheit. And, vegetable oil doesn't really hold up that much long term. Peanut oil is healthier, canola oil, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, they went from changing their fryer oil from 1 week with the new system they have that's constantly purifying the oil through a bunch of filters. And they actually get 30 days out of it now, which is crazy for vegetable oil. But I don't know if you know this or not, at least with McDonald's, that those fries are blanched and they're actually pre-fried. It takes forever to cook a raw French fry in a deep fryer. So basically, when you say, I'd like some fresh fries, they're sort of fresh. They've been fried and blanched before, and honestly, they're basically reheating them and browning them a little. You're not getting fresh fries at McDonald's. And I think Five Guys has pretty good fries. Yeah, but they have good onion rings. I do too. I think it does too. But the onion rings are the best ones out there. You know who else doesn't have bad onion rings? Is Arby's. You know that, Melodic, I don't know if you're not, but that's the #1 grossing Kentucky Fried Chicken in the state, the one here that we have. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Hey, Stephanie. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that probably happened back then, but I don't think it happened so because it's so noticeable. I mean, I'll tell you, I can spot oil. I fool around with deep frying shrimp and chicken in the winter. And I've tried every oil, every temperature, every deep fryer there is. And let me tell you, man, when that oil, of course, you have a very small, 1 or 2 person fryer, so it's a bad example of how long oil can last. And I try to keep it low, even though the flash point for peanut oil is very high. And the most I can get out of it is 6 deep fries, like for some scallops or something. And once you get into 7 and 8, it doesn't taste good. So it doesn't make sense for anybody to stretch the oil because it's so noticeable. Go light on the salt. Yeah, good idea. See, I tell them to go light on the sauces, Yeah, but who's got a good pineapple pizza? I wouldn't get it, but I know people that go out of their way. It's California Pizza Kitchen. I don't like Red Robin's, none of their stuff. I don't like steak fries. I don't like those big cut fries. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm just thinking about that now. I don't know what I'm going to eat today. I'd like to go up and get some of that brisket in Grayling, but it's too hot to take Daisy, and I really don't want to leave her. Oh, thank you, Lollipop. Appreciate it. Melodic, if you get a chance, now it's a little bit expensive, but not considered the food quality. I don't know if you've eaten at that Ray's Blues and Brews in Grayling. That is excellent barbecue. And it's enough for like a whole nother dinner later. So even though it's like 25 bucks, I don't like beef brisket usually, and I had to get it a couple of trips ago because they were out of ribs. And actually, the last time I went there, it was so good, I ordered beef brisket. So ridiculously good. Yeah. Yeah, homemade fries are good. But if you've done it and you didn't blanch them and you're cooking them from a raw potato, it takes forever to brown them. Oh, did they? Yeah. I think I get Kentucky Fried Chicken once in a while. Oh, Laura here, you lucky dog. Oh, did you? You know, I've never seen a buck down there, Lawler. Never seen a buck down there, just does and fawns. So you're lucky. I don't know why a buck would be out this time of year. Usually they're in some swamp someplace, you know? Yeah, it's too bad about, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Domino's is like, I like, uh, I like Hungry Howie's. I don't really like, I used to get Pizza Hut like my whole young life. I like that thin crust. I don't like that big French bread loaf of crap with cheese on it. They call it a pizza. I like thin crust. You can't beat the pizza up in St. Helen, Michigan, Angry Oven. You know about it, Malone. You guys are up around West Branch. It's as good as it gets. It's right up there with California Pizza Kitchen Pizza. I may go up there and get a pizza, actually. A lot of places I can take days swimming. Yeah, it's unfortunate about Raven. Yeah. I don't like Papa John's. Nope, I don't like it. This is just my one man survey, which doesn't mean shit. But to me, overall, if you were betting on pizza and you just got to eyeball it, I like the pizza with the thin outer crust. Anybody that's getting into that inch and a half, big giant crust like you get here at Busili's or G's, you know, when you got a fourth of the pizza that's crust, something's not adding up. Q's Kitchen, yeah, I ate there a couple days ago. I think it's good, good plus. I get the same thing. The shrimp curry. I may go over there actually. I could walk over there and get something. That's pretty good. You know, it's high in fat. It's not exactly health food. Sometimes, do you guys do this sometimes? Sometimes I'll end up getting something to eat that is not exactly the healthiest because I don't want to be hungry in 2 hours. I want to get something done. And I know when I go over and eat that fat laden curry that looks like motor oil when it drips off your fork, I know that I'm probably not going to eat again until later tonight. And that's part of what I'm looking for. Somebody told me the Shell gas station in St. Helen has good pizza. Yeah, I don't like that all dough. No, I don't. That Cajun crust from Hungry Howie's, you can't beat it. Yeah, a bunch of excess carbs. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll tell you where to go, Jane. Sure will. I mean, you know, I eat at like places with good, like regular food. You know, not like gourmet or anything. Just good. And it's hard to find. Like right now, here I am. We got all these places. It's a major stop off the expressway, and I don't want to go to any of them other than Culver's. But you know, I probably, I'm just throwing a number out there. I probably ate 1,000 cheeseburgers in my life, maybe 2,000. And then Culver's opened 3 months ago, and now I've added like I've eaten 100 of them in like 2 months, 3 months. Their cheeseburgers are good. It's worth it. Hot. The lettuce is chilled. It's not an old rotten ass tomato on the top. The bun is good. They put that little paper around it so you don't ruin your shirt while you're driving. It's a good cheeseburger. I like that crispy on the sides. It tastes like a good hamburger. Not some old like half-ass gray, lukewarm, rubbery looking thing in a McDonald's hamburger. I mean, that looks like a fake hamburger, like in a photograph. Not really hot. You ever get a McDonald's hamburger and you say, oh, I gotta let it cool off? Hell no. That thing's barely hot right out of the chute. No, it can happen. Yeah, you're right about that, Sue. That can happen, yeah. Oh, good place. You know, Dolly, Southwest or Dearborn. Yeah, go to Mia Pueblos. Go to Mia Pueblos. Or that chicken place on Dick's that I go to. It's good, but I'm warning you now, it's a little bit dirty. But that food is good. It's a good experience too. No, I don't know anybody. No, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody by now. Let me look at that place. It's really good. Hey, Dolly, it's Dolly, this is the name of it. It's Paulos Los Galos. It's at 7135 Dix Street. 7135 Dix Street. Okay. And that's 48209. 71, hold on, let me look at this. It's 7135 Dick Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48209. That's where I get that good broiled chicken. Get the half chicken dinner. It's only like $8. And your car is safe out in front there, and just eat on those couple of tables in there. It's really good. Yeah, it's a little dirty. I hate to tell you, but you know, if that bothers you, you're going to limit your ability to eat in Detroit by 95%. It's a good experience, Dolly. You know how I take those where they got it's not those refried beans. Good beans. You get like this hot salad. You get corn tortillas if you want them. It's really good. Dix, D-I-X. You dirty bird. D-I-X. I don't like grape leaves. They remind me of soggy cigars. Yeah, it's true, Dave. Yeah. Now it's Pollos. You're all right in here. I think it'd be a good experience for you, Dolly. And you can leave. It's safe down there. A lot of people go there. It's busy too, but you can eat inside. It's it's a good. It'd be a good experience, and you'll love the chicken. Or if you want to have a normal dinner and it's super clean and it's good and reasonably priced, go to Mia Pueblo on Dix, right down the street. But that's a nice, like, unusual, nice experience in Detroit. The chicken sucks. Do that, Dolly. You'd really like it down there. Yeah, you know, there's a part of food being appealing looking. And I don't think that grape leaves just even look appealing. I'll eat spinach pie once in a while. That's too doughy. Oh, okay. That's all right, John. Well, it's just one day you got to do it. Yeah, you would really like it, Dolly. Yeah, it's an interesting experience. It's total Detroit. You can park right out front. I usually eat at that table right up against the wall. You know, I don't want to get myself in trouble here stereotyping, but just try it. I recommend it. I'll pay for the fly swatter. Yeah, I don't like those. I don't like most of those Greek dishes unless the lamb dishes or the gyros or the meat. or the broil or the sea bass. You know, I don't even see sea bass on a menu any longer. No, I wouldn't like that, Vita. Probably wouldn't like that. Hey, Mari, is the taco truck back yet, or not? Oh, do they, Sharon? Huh? Yeah, let me know how you like that, Dolly. It's interesting down there. No, don't worry about it, by the way. We know what you're talking about. And hey, while you're down there, Dolly, while you're down there, go down to write this down. Go to 8400 West Burner and get some of that roasted corn. It's right down the street. Now, you know, you got to cut over to Verner, but you go on Dick's and then just cut over to Verner, and you're almost there anyway, like 8400, and you're at like, what, 7135? So just cut over to Verner, turn right, head west, and get some of that roasted corn too. Get the chicken dinner and a roasted corn. And tell them I said hello. That'd be a great meal for today. Now, if you're not really hungry and you don't want to swat flies while you're eating, I just get the roasted corn. Yeah, it's going good. They're really nice people too. And you can grab a taco down around there too somewhere if you want. There's a couple trucks down there, so I just, you know, I eat that chicken all the time, but I'm reluctant. Well, let me give you an example. I bring dinners back to the clerk at the hotel, and she's a real clean freak, and I know that she would absolutely have a heart attack if she knew I brought her to go grill cooked chicken dinner if she saw the inside of it. So I don't get her stuff there because I know how she feels about it. But to me, I just go with it. Oh, I have a brother? Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, that roasted corn's good, and the watermelon drink is good as well. Yeah. Hey, Katie, how you doing? Oh, good for you, baby cakes. That's right, Dave. Yeah, yeah, good for you. Yeah, Dally, that's what I'd recommend. Zenders is so overrated, it's ridiculous. I'd rather have Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kind of. I don't. You know, when I want deep fried chicken, I want deep fried chicken. I want a crispy crust. I don't want some soggy ass looking thing that's kind of like looks like they sprayed it with water before they put it in that big bowl. It looks like a refugee camp in there on a busy day. And here you are paying up the ass for below average chicken. Yeah, you can eat healthy too. I mean, it'll taste like shit and you'll be hungry in an hour, but you're eating healthy. Is it really? No kidding. I thought you said you got that fixed. What's the problem? Chicken pies are good. They'll make you fatter than hell, though. I don't think their chicken pies are that good, Jay. You know the best chicken pie? Again, it's a one-man survey, mine, which doesn't mean anything. Is a frozen Stouffer's chicken pie, and you extra brown the top. Oh, that's a good idea, Shiver. Yeah, Dolly, I think you'd really like that. But if you're with a friend and you want just a clean, reasonably priced, good food, just skip all that bullshit and go to Mio Pueblo. Just have a nice conversation, air conditioned thing. It's either that or swatting flies or being hungry again because all you got was a styrofoam cup full of roasted corn, which is good, but it's not very filling. Oh, they can't find the problem. Huh. dumplings are good. Yeah, you're right about that, Sharon. Yeah, I like that chicken. You can get that Nashville hot tenders. I think that's good chicken. I think it's really good chicken. Yeah. Marie Callender's pot pies are excellent. I mean, you'll get fatter than hell if you eat a lot of them. But excellent, excellent. Their pies are good too. I think these restaurants that claim this home baked pie, I think it's Marie Callender's because they have a very recognizable crust. I don't get pie much, but I know if I owned a restaurant, I wouldn't be going through all that bullshit. I'd be handing out those Marie Callender's. They're good. Oh, good for you. That's kind of a nice life, Mari. I know the feeling. You know, when I got that little incident up there that time, I got a 6-month suspension because they considered it a medical event. So I rode a bike for 6 months. Actually, it was really kind of cool. I got 3 bikes, a recumbent, a touring bike, and then a bike for snow. Actually, it was a lot of fun, to tell you the truth. I mean, it wasn't so much damn fun that I keep riding bikes and I don't drive my van, but it was a good experience. It was fun, like getting up on a Sunday and dressing right. It'd be snowing and ride up to get a coffee on my bike. But it was just too, I guess I was getting, and bike riding is, unless you're doing those long deals for 26 miles and keeping up a good clip, I don't think bike riding is very good exercise. I mean, it's better than nothing, but it's not like you're going to be some Lance Armstrong. Oh, brownies, okay, good for you. Yeah, pineapple jalapeno chicken, that'd be good. That sounds good, yeah. That's all right, you can wait, save them for later. Oh, good for you, darling, cool. Yeah, you got a lot of choices down there. Yeah. Yeah, not like you'd think, you know. I mean, if you want to get in shape, you gotta like target what you're looking for. You know, cardio and weights, blah blah blah. Riding a bike isn't that great of exercise. You don't get your heart rate up high enough. I mean, it's better than doing nothing. But I rode that damn bike all over. I go on 10-mile rides all the time, and your heart rate doesn't get up that much. I mean, my recumbent bike has 26 speeds. You're basically just sitting on a chair. I think walking's good, but again, I mean, it's for old people. You don't see anybody thinking, you know what, I'm walking today because I'm going to be in the Olympics 4 years from now. It's better than nothing, but walking, it's nothing like legit cardio and weight training. Oh, good for you. Be careful on that, Dolly. You know, people think because you're not on a legitimate uh, motorcycle that like nothing's going to happen. I mean, you got to be careful on those. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you sure do. They're also, I think it's dangerous riding a bike. I do. You're up high, and you know there's curbs and up places like where I live. It's not exactly bike friendly. It's better than it used to be. And if you're out in rural roads like I was, you know, you're switching from one lane to the other, and you know, potholes, what have you. Oh, there you go. Ripped is generally more of a function of losing weight and fat content than exercise. And there's a huge genetic component to being ripped, particularly with ab muscles. That girl, that's good black magic. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same thing. I mean, you know, it's better than nothing. Now, power walking will get you way further than just walking around with a Snickers bar in your hand. No, it can happen, Dolly. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Yeah, faster up hills. Yeah, yeah. Power walking if you really want to get in shape. Yeah, it is melodic. You're right. Yep. Walking, yeah, big difference. I'll tell you where you can get in shape. You lived out near those Sleeping Bear dunes. Yeah, walking up sand, that'll get you in shape. Yeah. That's all right, Sue. That's good. You're always in first place, you know? Yeah. I was walking the train tracks for a long time around here. I like doing that. Yeah, power walk. That's cool. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I mean, I don't like doing it. It's just too boring for me. Yeah. No, yeah, that's right. Yeah. But if you don't cut your calories and you just walk, you're gonna notice a very slow weight loss. It's not what people think. If you do the math on the kilocalories and calories in, calorie out, I mean, like I said, walking's better than doing nothing. But unless you're power walking and watching what you eat, it's going to take a long time to get rid of that weight. Yeah, right. The old railway. Yeah. Yeah, Daisy's getting older. She doesn't want to walk as much as she used to. If it's hot out today and I took her out and I tried to take her walking, she'd sit down. And if I put a collar and a leash on her, I'd have to drag her. She's not walking in a hot day, no way. They probably feel safe there, or they work there, or I don't know why, Malone, to tell you the truth. Yeah. And if you're not 20 years old trying to meet the love of your life, I mean, all this great being in shape is overrated. I mean, face it, when people get divorced or separated, they get in shape. They don't get in shape usually. I'm talking in generalities here. For their spouse, they get in shape for their secretary, their neighbor lady, their plenty of fish date, or their favorite escort. It's just the way it is. So once you get old and you're not in the hormone race any longer, what the hell there's a need to be in good shape for? You're not trying to attract the opposite sex anymore. Right on, Sharon. All right, well, good luck, Murray. Keep your eyes peeled. Oh, good for you. I'll check those out, Nigel. Where you been? Been out there videotaping? There you go, Sue. Yeah, right. Yeah, same here too. I mean, it's different. If you're out of shape and overweight and you're 22, you want to get in shape big time because it's costing you some action. But when you're in your 60s, it's not costing you any action. There is none. The only person in your 60s that's telling you look good is your doctor, and he's lying. Yeah, that's good. It helps you. Murray, would you say you're in shape now? Well, there's no correlation between working out and living longer. The argument is that you'll live more of a healthy quality life, but it doesn't necessarily get you extra time. You know, is that the truth, Stephanie? Stephanie, you need to start doing some workout critiques. It is why they let them. So why not? I mean, they got a good argument for it, Melodic. I'm telling you, the whole thing's geared around sex and stuff when you're young. If you're 100 pounds overweight and you're 21, you're trying to date, you've probably got a problem. If you're 100 pounds overweight and you're 64, you don't have a problem at all, other than you got to buy new pants because you're not dating anyway. The hell it isn't, Jane. The hell it isn't old. 58 is old as hell. Don't shit yourself. I see these fraudulent bullshit actors and actresses get on shows like Oprah and they're 85 years old and they saying they had the best sex of their life. I call bullshit on that. Unless she was in a convent and he just quit the priesthood. How in the hell could you possibly have the best sex in your life at 85? What a crock of shit. You talk about fraudulent advertising. Yeah, life expectancy, yeah. Right, baby? That makes sense to you? Yeah, absolute bullshit. They're like looking at each other like you're, 16 years old and you haven't jacked off in a year, looking into your girlfriend's eyes. It's like, oh, wow, this is great. We're meant for each other. You get 64 and I say, could you excuse me, please? I got to watch these birds get lost. It's different. I mean, welcome to getting older. You'd think it was going to last forever? I don't even hope it would, because your mind changes as your body changes. If you had the 18-year-old hormones in a 64-year-old body, you would have like the biggest problem in the world. Yeah. Oh, good for you, Nick. Go get out and have a little fun. Take as much video as you can, Daisy's a smart dog, yeah. She was smart enough to get the hell out of the bedroom when I was having my meltdown. Yeah. Isn't that the truth, Dave? I mean, it's just the way it is, man, 55. That's what I like about Melodic. He's not trying to get rich on a YouTube channel so he can afford to be honest. It's liberating. They say a sexual prime 30s, yeah, but I'll tell you, that may be true, but there was nothing like my 20s. I tell people, I wish I could, when you go parking when you were young and you weren't going all the way, but you were having a hell of a lot of fun. I wish I could get 1% that excited about anything. When you're my age and you go out on a blind date and you say, excuse me, I go to the bathroom, and you get in your car and never come back, that's a sign of things to come. You don't want to date anymore. It's over. When the deer are mating in the fall, do you think the young doe is looking for a buck with one of his antlers broke off and his balls dragging the ground? Hell no. She wants that big muscular buck with that big rack kicking everybody's ass. Same thing happens with people. Or you see these advertisements for Viagra and stuff like that. Yeah, holy shit, that's the worst thing you could have happen. I always think the worst thing I could ever have happen in my life is a horny 64-year-old girlfriend that had good insurance that could buy me Viagra. That would be what you would call a dilemma. I'd be flushing those damn things down the toilet. Damn right. Say, excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. When you're 18, there's no way. You're holding hands and you're rubbing their leg during the movie and you're opening the door, licking the bottom of their shoes, and you're just the nicest guy that ever lived. But when you get this age, I'm telling you, it sounds terrible. But when it comes to walking Daisy, watching birds, or dating is last, way last. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, you're really painted into a corner at this age because you're really not into it. And like if a young, pretty, attractive girl said, I think you're a really good guy, that's what sinks men, their own egos. Anybody my age that would think a young, cute girl would have any interest in me, that should have every siren and radar and warning system in your brain going off. Because either she's got a closed head injury of some kind, or is going to scam you out of something, because there is no way in hell she's finding you attractive. She may think it's great that you interview working girls and that you only kick Daisy half in the ass half as hard as you should when she pee-pees on the bed. But it's not normal. Oh yeah, that place is packed, believe it or not. I shouldn't say that now. This COVID thing has really put a monkey wrench in that down there. Come on up here to West Branch. You don't want to go to Florida, that shithole. Yeah, well, some people don't. I got a buddy like that. That guy that's building a house up in Traverse City. I mean, him and his wife they were in their 20s. They'd put an X on the calendar when they were going to have sex, which I thought was always really strange for a young couple. They were just kind of both like that, low sex drives. Come up north instead. I'm not saying it never happened. I'm not saying it's now, Kalia. I'm not knocking you. I don't know you. I don't really know what you look like. I don't know the ages of the guys you date, the age range, whatever. But usually, if you get a young, attractive girl, if she's dating a guy a lot older, there's usually a plan B lingering around. Now, I have met women before that liked older men, but it was more like a mental aberration than like a possibility. It's hard enough getting along when you're the same age, and that just seems to be an extra wrinkle. Now, on the other hand, there's an argument that it's as honest as a relationship will ever get. This old pervert likes this nice, young, firm, attractive body, and she likes that big-ass wallet that satisfies her shopping sprees in luxury vehicles. I mean, so, to each his own. Oh, good for you, Dorothy. All right, John. 18 years old. Yeah, it can happen. I mean, good for you if it worked. I'm talking in general. There are always exceptions in everything. You got one side and the other, and then you got the big, large middle. So congratulations. And congratulations to him. Good job. That's every man's dream. You never see a young guy marrying a woman 18 years older, though. I'm not saying it never happens. 34, way to go. That lucky bastard. Oh, 10 years? Yeah, that's not like crazy, And it was about the sex. Yeah, I believe it. Sex will keep you together when you're younger. It will. That's why you see guys like Steve Jobs. When you've got everything you ever wanted and you're not happy, you'll write a check just to get the hell out of there. I bet Steve Jobs' ex-wife is still celebrating. I mean, let's face it, let's have a reality check. He's not exactly the best looking guy in the world, but he's got a big ass wallet, and that changes a lot of things. Maybe they sold out. Maybe it is true love. I don't know. But when you got a guy with that kind of cash and you're living that kind of lifestyle, I think it's very hard to differentiate between love and I got a kick-ass life. Yeah, I got to shut my eyes and down a couple dummies and give myself about 1.5 ounces of morphine when I have sex with this guy. But you know what? It's worth it. When you're slinging hash for 8 hours and then working at the dollar store for another 4 every day, and you're going home to some big fat slob with a big red ring around his belly because he's so overweight, life's not so good. The definition of love is a little different. Oh, you look younger in your age too. They don't look at him as crazy. They're looking at him like, that is one lucky motherfucker. Yeah, young girls on them. But if you think about it, Stephen, I mean, if you're an old guy with money and you got a big boat, what are you supposed to be out in the lake with? A bunch of overweight fat bros that are your age? You say, ladies, would you mind one of you on each side? I don't want to tip this thing over. Now you got a bunch of young girls and they're laughing and joking and having fun and falling on their ass and drinking beer. I mean, this is a no-brainer. You know? I mean, would you rather have Davy on your boat or would you rather have Debbie? You know, Debbie, you'd be thinking, is there any way I can like gun this thing and she'll fall off? Where Davy, you'd be like, don't get too close to the edge. You could fall in there and something could happen. Hell, you know, you wouldn't want that cute 21-year-old beautiful girl with a great personality. You don't want her drowning. No way. I'd have a cable on each leg and the biggest life preserver they ever made. I am not losing this to an accident. No way. That's how you think. You know, when you're young, like I said, you're opening doors, you're rubbing your hand through their hair. Yeah, you know what I mean, Mark? Holding their hands, watching the movie. You're watching this movie and there you can't understand a thing that's going on because you're waiting until after the movie. You want to cancel this bullshit. Get to the brass ring. Yeah. That's how it goes. It is mental stimulation's great, but it's not the same thing as good sex. It's not. No way. They say if you marry for money, it'll be the hardest job you could ever have in your life, and I think that's true. 36, yeah. Nothing in common. No, but what they did have in common, I guarantee you, if you have a 36-year-old younger wife, you know, she's walking around in her goddamn negligee and you're trying to figure out why you haven't had a hard on the last 10 years. That's a good feeling. It's like your cute young wife making you breakfast. I mean, why do you think TV anchors are more pretty and stuff like that? Now you change it and you got a wife that's 250 pounds overweight and you're trying to think, where do they make underwear that big? And she's bitching all the time. You don't want sex with her and you look at how much it's going to cost you if you're going to get divorced. So you just put up with it. You know, these are just normal occurrences in everyday life. You never know where you're going to end up. You know, how it's going to work out for you. I mean, that's the way I see it, you know. Yeah. Yeah, you know, if you're young, if you go to like a dating site or a Plenty of Fish or some shit like that and you're 20, you know, you're clicking on, let's say, 1,000 pictures and 975 of them you'd screw if you can an opportunity. They're just pretty young girls. You know, maybe not. When people are young, they're attractive, even though they're maybe not that good looking. When you get my age, I click through those things and I'm thinking, is someone trying to give me a heart attack? Do I need to pay more? I mean, what in the hell is going on here? I've just clicked through 2,300 profiles and I wouldn't bang these chicks for $10 million. Why am I on here? Click, 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 click. And then when they think they like long romantic walks on a beach, I just want to blow my head off, cancel my membership. Now they'll say, well, Tom, you're not very sensitive. There are beautiful people out there. They're just plus size. Well, you know what? You can have them. I don't want them. I don't want any plus size girlfriend under any circumstances. I don't give a shit if she comes up with the greatest poetry in the world 24/7. I'm out. Do it, Sue. In no way. Goodbye, John. I mean, people gotta quit bullshitting each other. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah. It's like we got a motorcycle group in town. Probably a bunch of CPAs with black leather jackets on, a bunch of imposters. So, you know, but there's pros and cons to each end of it. If it was all spelled out, we'd all be bored, you know? Oh, way to go, okay. Well, you got lucky. Good for you. He's mixed black. There you go. You solved the big question I was lingering around. There you go. That explains it all. You gave away the secret. I say do it, Mari. I do. Is that plenty of fish even around? I mean, I've heard people talk about it. Do it. You'll lose. There's no way. Women can't generate. Women, I hate to break your bubble like this. I'm all for superwoman women in comic books, but when it comes to like real martial arts and stuff like that, I guarantee you, I'll donate $10,000 cash to your favorite charity. Any woman on here that wants to arm wrestle me, box, MMA, I will twist your ass up in a pretzel and put your panties on top of your head. There is no way any woman can generate enough power to beat me in a physical match of any kind. And then I'll draw a smiley face on your forehead with your lipstick. Don't try to be equal when it comes to physical confrontation. It's not happening. You're not going to run faster, swim faster. You're never going to lift as much weight as me. Now, May can maybe do it, but that's cheating. Yeah. Yeah, wrestle. Yeah, wrestle. There you go. Now, May, I think, could beat me, but that's not fair. Yeah, I think those wrist locks and all that bullshit is a bunch of bullshit. There's one of those martial art things. There was a guy in Chicago that like was a world class guy, and it was all this grab your wrist shit and hold it stuff. And he's a really good guy, but it struck me as a bunch of bullshit. Anybody ever tried to grab my wrist like that when I was pissed off? They would like be stumbling around trying to figure out what hit them. When's the last, if all these secret martial arts, all these crazy secret moves and all this bullshit, why aren't any of these guys winning MMA fights? Because they're in a coma in less than a minute. That's why. There's so much bullshit out there, like Steven Seagal. I even think Bruce Lee was bullshit. Nobody knows what Bruce Lee would have happened to him when he got tagged. Oh, thank you, Allie. What do you want me to do with it? Thank you. Yeah, I'll check that out. No, I don't date. No, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I just honest to God, man. I mean, no, I don't. I would under the right circumstances, but it's just like I've been around a while, right? And I don't want to go through a lot of like bullshit for something I don't want that much. Now that's pretty damn good, Mari. That is good. Oh, Indian Olympics. Can't say that word now, even if you're an Indian. I ran a 13-minute and 63 in a 53-second mile at the White Man Olympics, the old White Man Olympics. I took third place. Yeah. They blew a party favor when I crossed the finish line. No, I wouldn't date. I'd rather just, I hope they come up with like a new dating site to where the first 100 questions are all the sex things you like. And then way down at the other end, the last 50 questions are like, do you like to paint? What kind of movies do you like? We need to quit fucking around out there and get down to the brass tacks. Date somebody for 6 months and she taps you on the shoulder. And it's like, I just thought I'd let you know. I don't like blowjobs. Well, there's 6 months down the tubes. If I didn't learn that right at the front, I'd be on to plan B. I don't hate them at all. I like them. I like them. I like them. What I don't like is older, overweight women that stop by here without calling first. I got a lock on the door that looks like they'd be guarding Fort Knox. I'm afraid they're going to lean against it someday and fall through, take it right off the hinges. There you go, Sammy. I mean, I think once in a while I probably could date it. I think it's the freak factor. You know what I mean? If I'd have met some of these same women that I've gotten to know through YouTube on the chat, or if I'd have been in a coffee shop, it's like, hey, I come down here, I take photos. My name's Tom. You doing anything later? Yeah, I'm busy. You doing anything next month? I'm busy. How about a year from now? I'm busy. But when you meet them through this YouTube thing and they see you doing videos, they look at you in an unrealistic, different vein. It's not real. And there's a certain personality of people that think this YouTube bullshit is like, I don't know, unique, or I'd like to meet this crazy bastard. Or under any other circumstances, they wouldn't have anything to do with me. It wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. But because I got a YouTube channel and because I got people that watch, there may be a crack of sunlight in this giant darkened cave that otherwise wouldn't exist because of it. Oh, sorry about that, Clea. I mean, no shit. It's the craziest stuff, When someone is like too friendly right out of the chute, it's like a huge warning. So, when people say things, they think I'm a good guy, I'd like to visit, let's get a coffee. I take it with a grain of salt because they don't really know me, and if they met me under other circumstances, they would not give me the time of day, and I'm aware of that. That's right. Below the key is, yep, I think so too. No, living's alone's all right. Believe me, I would like nothing more than two twin, blonde, blue-eyed, play-based centerfold sisters who come over tonight and sit down. We've got 2 4-packs of Dragon's Milk, and we just like to hang out and watch porn till 2 and 3 in the morning with you. Do you have a problem with that? Once I recovered from fainting, I would hope that I could get back on my feet, take a couple one-a-days, and say, God, no, is this real? And then I'd reach out and see if it was really people talking to me. I don't even think it's set in your ways. It's just the criteria changes. It's like a cherry pie with no cherries on it. It's like, yeah, it is a cherry pie, but all that good shit's gone. You know how it is. Anybody, at this age knows, they know what the score is. Oh, it's so rude, Sue. I had somebody do it yesterday. It's so rude for people to do that. It's like they must have been brought up as feral children. I mean, you know how it is too. Like I talk a lot of shit, and you'll meet somebody and you think they're okay, and then they'll just do something that turns you off. It can be a comment. It can be an attitude about a politician. It can be their feeling towards animals. Daisy puts her paws on her like, oh, I don't, oh, is she gonna bite? And I think right then, this ain't happening. Or cleaning nuts, or fanatics, or people that want to socialize a lot. Oh my God. Yeah, I think that'd be cool, sensory deprivation. They had quite a few of those in Ann Arbor for a while. Yeah, that's how it is, Stephanie. But you get to the point where if you were 22 and you were still in the mix and your hormones were high, not being able to date's a huge problem. But when you're 55, you know what I mean? It's just, it changes. It's going to happen to everybody. I mean, you shouldn't have the expectations at this age that you did when you were young. I can remember when I first got my pilot's license and I had motorcycles and boats and all that shit, and you would be no waitresses and you'd flirt around with them. You could kind of lay out a few things to see if they were interested. And when they started saying things like, you ever going to take me for a motorcycle ride? Or how come you don't take me flying? Or I know you go up north to see your sister. How come you never take me with you? It's time to get moving on. But all that stuff goes out the window when you're older. Now I'm like, do I go out to dinner with this woman or do I go watch birds? When you want to watch birds more than date, you might as well fold up the tent. It's not the same. Yeah, you see what I mean, Heather? That's how it is, I mean, it's, I don't know. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, I'm not complaining, but You know, what are you going to do? Yeah, especially when you consider how, you know, people change as they age and, you know, in good and bad ways, the whole shebang. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. You know, I think Christian will tell you they were blessed. Yeah, well, all you can do is try sometimes, you know. The wick has died. Isn't that the truth? Yeah, literally, huh? Like I said earlier, I can't imagine like you've been with the same person forever. I mean, I guess there's just some kind of love that I've never experienced. I mean, they sell movies on it, books are written about it. It's this kind of love I never had. You know, it was like where you like get closer over the years. And, you know, psychiatrists will tell you that. I had a Catholic priest I was good friends with. He would talk about during counseling how you know, the love they made in their 50s was so much better than their 20s. And I'm thinking, this sounds like a big crock of shit. But that's my own twisted, biased ways of looking at things. I mean, I always linked good relationships with good sex. And when that newness wore off and that, you know, sex all these different places all the time started to dry out, it seemed like the relationship went south too. And that's a really shallow, screwy, mentally ill way of looking at things. But that's the way I looked at them. I never seemed to be able to like balance like someone I was really into and good sex too. I was looking for Betty Crocker in the kitchen and a total and complete horror in the bedroom. And I never really pulled it off, which to my disappointment, I'm still searching. It's terrible, isn't it? And believe me, bird watching and dog walking is nothing at all like having sex when you're 20. Not at all. Those were the good old days. You're young, you don't know anything yet, but that's okay because you're having so much damn fun. Yeah, true and sad, but everybody's going to experience it, you know. They say, well, you need to look at the brighter side. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I look every day. Yeah, coming on too strong. Yeah, it can be, you know, timing's everything, you know. I can remember there was a girl I dated, really cute, nice, and we were dating about a month, and she wanted to go to Boston, and that's when airline things were cheap. So we went to Boston for the night. Actually, it was Halloween. We spent the night in Boston on Halloween, and I wanted to bang her so bad I could taste it. But I knew that if I made that kind of move, I'd never hear the end of it. So I said, I want this to be a special trip. I want you to have fun. I don't want you to think there's any strings attached. And she gave me a big hug and said, thank you. There's not many guys like you. And I banged her the next night when we got home. I'm telling my secrets. So, you know, timing's everything. I had to postpone it a day. I don't think that's going to get me to heaven, but it's a start. Creatures of desire, yeah, hedonistic. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, fun companion. That's right. Yeah. I think we need to come up with another dating site. This thing is all upside down and ass backwards. I want to go on to a dating site and I want her slogan to be under her profile. I've had over 12 boyfriends that said I give the best head in the world. That's the profile I'm going to click on. And I want to look at, I like nature walks. I want to see that blank. I have hobbies, blank. They got this stuff all backwards. They wonder why there's such a low success rate with dating websites. That's why. I did. The day after we got back. You better believe it. But I had enough brains not to try it in Boston. You know, you know how it is. There's a protocol of this stuff. Yeah, and once either party gets out of this protocol, alarms go off, and you're suspicious about it. Yeah, perverts. Yeah, probably are. I mean, what's a pervert though? A guy that doesn't have a good gift of gab? I mean, if ultimately they've all got their legs pinned behind their ears after the third date, quit name calling, Dolly. A pervert is a guy that's got no gift of gab and doesn't know how to like become attractive to the opposite sex. We're a guy that talks a lot of shit. He's full of shit. He's a chronic liar. He's got a stolen credit card. They call that making love. Well, it's not over yet, Sharon. Yeah, I think I'm kind of a possessive guy too. Just a jealous psycho. Yeah, I would agree with that. Narcissistic people. But if you're not a gay figure skater, it's an open shooting gallery for a typical male now. If you're aggressive or you want to beat a guy's ass for coming on to your girlfriend, you're just some big over-aggressive lunatic that never learned the subtleties of etiquette. You just can't be like an old school guy anymore. If you haven't blown somebody on a Boy Scout expedition now, you're just too set in your ways and you're not open to new experiences. Bullshit. These studies they did in Playboy, they said that the average guy, and I don't know where they got these studies or who they asked, by the time he was 50 years old, had one homosexual experience. I think that's bullshit. I don't know where they come up with this stuff. But unless you're like, sensitive. So women don't want the old school John Wayne guys anymore. They want some guy that's struggling with the sexuality that writes poetry. Yeah, I think I'd never get married. I mean, there'd be no reason for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot subjective. Totally true, Black Magic. Yeah, I tell you, the pervert, he's at the end of the pile. He's after the fun's gone. But he wasn't a pervert for the first 10 years. It's when shit started going south. Now he's just a big pervert. Before he was just a sexually active guy that was funny and witty and provided a good lifestyle. Yeah, it's subjective. Totally true. It's like racism and discrimination, all that stuff. A lot of it is perceived. It doesn't even need to be happening. Yeah, I don't really get the married thing. I mean, I'm not saying it'll never happen. I get this new dating site going. You're going to have to go through like the first 50 to 100 questions, and it's all about sex. I mean, who's shitting who? And then as it gets down near the bottom of the cone, it's going to be like an ice cream cone. The last 25 questions are going to be like your hobbies and your job and what you want out of life. It's going to be one successful ass dating site, I'll tell you that. Yeah, but honestly, online dating, they've got IP addresses, MAC addresses. I mean, I think it's safer than it's ever been. It's not like the old days where some, stalking serial killer wacko is meeting you at a corner somewhere and no one knew about it. You're pretty roped in when you're communicating with people on the internet. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, true, Black Magic. You're right. Yeah. The F word, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Or queer, same thing. Yep. Yeah. It's just, it's different now. Which is why I've got a blow up doll. Now, Mari, speaking of boyfriends, how often do you see that boyfriend of yours? Does he get to visit you much? I think you mentioned it one time, but it seems like he goes through some long time periods. That's an ideal relationship. Keep an eye on Daisy. Good girl, honey. Good girl, honey. Good girl, honey. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean about how it's changed, though, Sue. Yeah, Sharon spells it. She's not screwing around. Oh, you lucky dog, Black Magic. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Oh, 2 weeks ago. Good for you. Oh, you got it made. Why not? You'll be there someday, Maloney. Don't get too cocky. There you go. Well, you know that one girl that comes on here quite a bit. Her and her husband have a sex thing for sale. They do sex shows and stuff on Pornhub. She's on here quite a bit. I mean, to each his own. So if that's what you like, go for it. Yeah, it's true, Sue. Yeah, you're right. There you go, baby cakes. Open cheating relationships. No, I think you're right. Yeah, I don't ever think I could handle a open relationship unless I had my CPA tell me there's no way in the world you're going to be able to divorce this bitch. Then I might be able to. Oh, you'll do it again. If you're talking that way, Murray, you haven't met the right guy. You haven't met the right guy. Yeah, I know it. It's true. Well, I think if you look on those Pornhub things, I think that's where they make their money, these custom videos. I don't know anybody that ever ordered one or anything, but it's obviously the free thing gets you hooked and then you start paying for it. Yeah, I never did. I went to a swingers club once, like about in Toledo. It was all right, but it wasn't for me, you know. I always said if I had a crystal ball on the relationships I was in, if I knew it was going to go south, I would have taken every damn one of them to a swingers club about a week before the relationship ended. But you know, you never know when that's coming. But if I was going to have an ongoing relationship, I don't think I could do it. I want a damn girlfriend that's a total bisexual that goes around recruiting new girls for threesomes. Now we're talking. Yeah, 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 that's true. Yeah, there's a lot of people that sleep in separate bedrooms. When you're 20 years old, you don't, though. You can sleep on a single, no problem. You hope life never ends. Every day's going to be like this till the day you die. High standards, yeah. It's subjective. Yeah, independence, yeah. People say, well, would you rather have a loving relationship that grew as you age, or a couple arranged marriages with women that were 40 years younger than you that did everything you asked them to? That's a no-brainer. The second one's good. How you doing, Sean? Yeah, you ever want to really? There's Georgia. We're just talking about you. You ever want to really alienate yourself with older women if you're an older guy like I am? If you're at a cocktail party or a Christmas party or some bullshit get together, I would if I could be. Damn right I would be. If just start being an older guy talking about younger women, yeah, and it just looks like you just told people that you're putting bombs in the bathrooms that are going to go off in an hour. Way to go, P. Johnson. Where you been, Georgia? How's business? Yeah, yeah, it's true, Zach. Yeah, it's true. They're hard to do, by the way. If you ever want to do that, there's a, and this is just throwing something out there, there's an 85% chance it will ruin your relationship long term. I know why people do it. I know I'd have them if I could, but I'm not saying it's necessarily a good thing to do. Oh, from a TV show? Whoever thought of it. That's right. That's right. That's exactly it, Sharon. Yeah. Now, Georgia, do you talk openly? Are you going to talk openly on here? Do you want me to keep the trap shut? Can I talk about you or your brother not? No, I think that's true, Sue. Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably true, Malonic. Yeah. Now, Georgia, Georgia is who I was talking about earlier. Georgia and her husband. Georgia does. I don't want to call them sex shows. Georgia, how could I refer to your Pornhub webpage? What would you call that? I guess it's like custom videos. How about that? Georgia's into those, and her and her husband seem to have an open relationship. And I don't know if I could do that. Maybe I could. Internet sex work. Okay, there you go. Okay. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I hope it works for you. That's all. That's right, baby cakes. Baby cakes is saying the hell with this sex talk. Look at that cloud. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good for you. Now, how about your custom videos? Are you selling any of those? You getting many requests for those? That threesome stuff is hard to do, even when you're young and attractive. Usually, even if you had a super good looking guy and a super good looking girl, if you're going to have a threesome without a bunch of bullshit and strings attached, you're probably going to end up hiring an escort. I'm not saying it doesn't happen otherwise, but it's not as easy as you think. You love to date a retired chief? Chef, I'm sorry. Why is that so? 10 minutes for $50. Wow. Yeah, they get nervous. Yeah, they get uncomfortable. And then if you talk a girlfriend into it or a husband's coworker, the relationships usually go south. It's tough. People do it when they're on vacation and they get a professional escort a lot of times. Yeah, you know what it is, Georgia. Yeah. For every one that you have, there's 100 of them that fell through. I think so too. Yeah. There you go. See, now that's a way a guy could win his way to your heart, Sue, is through cuisine and dining. That French finishing school is showing up, Mari. Pretty good, Maggie. How you doing out there today? Is it hot where you're at? Yeah, but I think jealousy is a normal reaction. You know, I think it's a normal, healthy reaction. I mean, it can control your life and it can get you in trouble. But I think jealousy is like as valid as it gets with human emotion. Not everywhere. You're probably right, Sean. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah. No, I never heard of that. No. Well, I do know when I was in Chicago, there were a lot of young professionals there that would take Viagra because they could get drunk and still perform. That's probably true, Georgia. Probably true. Wow, Stephanie. That's something. Melodic speaking from experience. There's no way you can do what he does for 12 hours a day and come home and perform. Glad you found your potion. Yeah, I like food. Oh, that's good, Sue. Oh, good for you, Sean. Yeah. So you're joining the rest of us. It's true, Core. Yeah. Oh, I bet you could, Sue. You know, if you ever go on YouTube and watch some of the porn star interviews, they're actually pretty cool people. I think you could do it. So you might have like a bias or preconceived notion of what they're like because you've never dated one and you may be surprised. Take me on. It's the thing about it is, it's like I'm afraid it's going to be busy out there. You know what I mean? And I don't want to deal with that traffic. And then it's kind of hot, and I got Daisy. You know, do we got to wear a life jacket? Yeah, I think. I mean, there's legitimate reasons why you need Viagra. Like you've been married to the same woman for 40 years. God, if that isn't a reason, what more do you want? But a lot of it is, the orgasm and the erection is sympathetic and parasympathetic. It's different. And a lot of type 1 diabetics, that's the first thing to go south. Ask Jay Cutler. You can't get a hard on. So, from a good medicinal point, even if you were, can you imagine being 30 and not being able to get a hard on? Oh my God. So, it helps guys carry on when they couldn't otherwise. So, I think there is a medicinal bit. That medicine was actually originally for blood pressure. And they found out the side effect was an erection, and they dropped the blood pressure angle and just sold it as a sexual enhancer. No shit. Read it. It's an interesting history. Look at the history of Viagra. I'm sure I'll be taking them by the handful someday. That's when my life's going to hit rock bottom. When you see me watching Pornhub with a half-eaten bag of popcorn and a Viagra broken half. Oh, okay. Oh, at the Village County. Mari, are you going to get together with? Are you guys going to get a coffee or meet up there or something? Are you guys going to be there? I'm not sure where that Commons is at. Is that the Northport Way or is that up one of those other peninsulas? I get them mixed up. Have a good day, Sean. You too, yeah. Yeah, but you don't need one. Where you go canoeing, do you walk over there or do you drive over there, Brian? Yeah, honestly, I don't think I could do an open relationship. I mean, I don't mind me having an open one, but I don't want my girlfriend having one. Oh, okay. Oh, at the state hospital. No, I forget. Is that the same peninsula you're on, or that other one? Or is that towards town? Yeah, it's Hippie, Jensen. Yeah, yeah, that's normal. Yeah, see, I think that's where most people would fit in, Zach. I think so. You know. Yeah, I like those too. Yeah, I like those. I watch those once in a while. Oh, gotcha. Oh, so he's at that casino. He's at the Turtle Creek one. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I think, Cor. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, Dave. Yeah. Oh, that's all right. I know couples that did that. Yeah. Maybe Mari and I can get together with you and your husband sometime. And go skinny dipping. Are we too old? Mari, Georgia, and her husband want to have us to play some strip poker. Are you up for it? Oh, okay. All right. Mari, she's putting strings attached now. Mari, just tell your boyfriend you've got a really good friend, and you'll get back with him on what you're doing. Oh yeah, good for you. A lot of good places up there. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That means you're going to lose. Oh yeah, sure, Mari. Yeah, I knew there was a party you're lingering on. Georgia, could you play along for a half hour of Mari dominating you? You up for that? Oh yeah, those are gross, Zach. It's not what you're thinking. Oh, okay, P. Johnson, good for you. Yeah, it's kind of fun, Sue. Fun to go like that, you know. There you go, Mari. Oh boy, we're getting to know you now, Mari. No problem. Now, when the timer goes off, it's all over. You've got to go back into your sweet Mari mode again. As long as that's all understood up front. Nah, I never did. Nah. I mean, I'd be looking over a rock at a nude beach or something. But I've seen like the topless beaches in Miami. It's all a bunch of fat slobs. Not like a bunch of TikTok girls running around without their top on. Christ, I'd probably still be there. If there was a ticket for an expired meter, I'm sure I'd get them every day. Yeah, just topless. Oh, brutal. Well, who knows? You don't really know. You never know what people are into. Yeah, believe me, it's a good. Yeah, I got a couple older women that do that a lot. Yeah, that's good. The safe word. That's it. No Core's into this shit too. Yeah. Oh God. Look at Zach's getting into this too. We're gonna have our annual YouTube meeting. It'd be a lot of fun. See all this bullshit we're getting out now. An hour ago, if I'd have said, "Hey, let's all of us get together and just, have a few drinks and eat watermelon, nice summer day," we'd all been like, "You still don't know anything." And now look how far we've come. Mari's willing to chain me to a bed with handcuffs. Georgia is willing to take a beating. Zach will be jacking off in the background. And we got Sue that's all going to play nude blackjack. We've really grown as a group. And then we can get Dave to video, Melodic to be kind of a rules enforcer. Yeah, but see, up until an hour ago, Mari and Georgia would have just been, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you." We're getting down to the brass tacks now. Sure, Mark, absolutely, you're totally welcome. Now, if we got together, you got in the back of your mind, aha. Now, Mari, I don't want you to say I was just kidding. None of this bullshit. Thank you, baby cakes. Yeah, we're talking. Good for you. Hell yeah. Okay, Sue, I can do that. Yeah. All right. No problem. Polka music. Oh yeah, Stephanie. We can always count on you. We want you to evaluate the get together. Sue does want a chef. Yeah, it's true, isn't it? It's like that magnetism, that deep brain stimulation. Oh yeah. There you go. No, black magic. Boy, you're telling your secrets too. It's funny you should say that. I know this super cute housewife that's 40 years old. I'm not kidding. She looks like a Sarah Palin. And about a year and a half ago, you know what she told me? She was paid $500 to be a fluffer for African male porn in Saginaw. And you wouldn't have guessed this in a million years. Oh, that's no problem. It sounds like you met your match. Yeah, honest to God, I could not believe it. I've known her for a long time. Yeah, it's just like a shocker. So you really don't know what people are into until you get to know them, Yeah, I think that's what we should do. Yeah, Sue. Nice, Stephanie. Thank you. We could do a role reversal. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah, it was in Saginaw. Yep. So you don't really know what people are doing, what they're thinking, what they like. I refer to it as bullshit because it just takes you so long to cut through all this bullshit. And when you're young, there's no other choice. That's the only avenue. But when you get older, yeah, the cutting through the bullshit is not doing it. Just not even doing it because it's probably going to be bullshit, boring ending? Yeah, that's a good question, Jim. Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of it in those terms. Wigs are essential. We could blow just like the biggest hole in social distancing you've ever heard of. All with this plot. Man, if I was you, Murray, I'd just like get a gummy. I'd get half a gummy and a lawn chair, and I'd just sit out at that marina in the shade, and I'd just stare at that blue water. It would really enhance it. It is, Sue. That's exactly right. It's true, yeah. That's it, Corey. You're damn right. I'm not doing anything. You know, I've been knocking out all the stuff I don't do because I'm on the road all the time. So the last couple of days, I actually got caught up with a bunch of stuff. Well, you want me to go get Mari and come down, give you a good beating? Hey, Shirley, how you doing? Yeah, you know, it's funny you should say that. You know, I never caught any sexually transmitted diseases, but you know, you can get unlucky. It can happen, right? But you just try and limit. You know, you do what you can to to watch for that. But it can still happen to anybody. Everybody knows this. But you know, I was just thinking about this the other night in bed. Here I last all these years, never get anything, and part of it's luck, and part of it's you know being responsible and careful and not wanting to get that shit. But I was thinking in bed the other night, you know, you're 64 now. You don't have any sexually transmitted. If I got one now, is it that big a deal? And you know, the honest to God truth is no. It's not that big a deal. I'm not going to be around that much longer. It's not like I'm 22 and the woman in my life that I just think is super attractive, I've got to break the news to her. When you're 64, it's much different than being 24. I mean, I'm glad I don't have one. I hope I don't get one. But it certainly wouldn't have the impact on my life now like it would if I was younger. Yeah, I'm hungry, but I don't know what to get, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I mean, who gives a shit? That probably enhanced my dating profile. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, there you go, Sue. They ought to be a dime a dozen down there in Florida. Yeah. Oh, no kidding, huh? Wow. Now we're talking. Yeah, that does tie in with that aggression. I never looked at it in that way, Mari. I thought you were just like roller derby, but now this is making a lot of sense. No wonder your boyfriend lives 1,000 miles away. It probably takes a couple months for him to heal after you get together. Probably leaves with a twisted knee and a jammed finger and a kinked neck and all sorts of shit. Then he goes home for 2 months and sleeps in and doesn't get beaten and comes back for another one. Oh, are they really? No kidding, huh? Wow. Yeah. No, it's not a weird background. It's what people are thinking about most of the time and don't get an opportunity to do. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I think it's stressful, you know? What are you wearing, Shirley? Yeah, you're right, Dave. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. No, I never had one either. No, that's true, Melody. You're right. Yeah. Hey, you're lucky, Dorothy. Good for you. Green bean, sweet potato. Now, Dorothy, have you signed off yet, or are you still on? You still on there? Oh, come on. See, that's because you're not a guy. He'd have been better off quoting poetry and asking you how your day went. What a dumbass. Yeah, that's the thing. It's so damn hot today, too. I mean, look, you know, if you could fast forward and you knew someone out there that liked what you did, it'd be great, but it just doesn't work that way. I mean, if some beautiful woman, and this will never happen, this is just for an example only, said, Tom, hey, I want to come over tonight. I've got you 2 4-packs of Dragon's Milk, and I want a bunch of porn that I've made over the 20 years with different girls and guys, and I think we could just drink and watch it. I would, I would be so like, my radar would be on so much, I would never agree to it because that would be just so out of the norm. Now, if it took me a year or two to pry that out of her, and she started crying one day and said, hey, I just wanted to let you know I've got this huge, fantastic porn collection I'd like you to see. Now we're talking. But when you get both barrels up front so soon, it's not normal. There's something wrong with these people. There's a protocol for how you hook up with people, and it's a series of doors opening and closing. You know, it either dies in the water or you've got a little etiquette, a little diploma, you're tactful, and it ends up happening 6 months down the road. But too much too soon is just a recipe for disaster. Georgia knows what I'm talking about. Expect the unexpected. That's it. But you know what? It's not unexpected. Yeah, thanks. It's not unexpected because you know there's a way this has to come out. You know, like these people that try these threesomes, they'll get together and it'll be a drink and a dinner and come on over and swim. And a year later, they're having this threesome they thought they'd want. And either they thought it was great or it was a disaster and it ruined their marriage. Class and discretion. That's exactly it, Georgia. Now, which makes me wonder here, you already jacked me out of my boat ride. You blew me off on the canoe. And I'm just wondering how long it's going to be before you see me running around your house in my underwear. Hey, Zach. Yeah, I don't really know too many women that like hardcore porn. You can't be creepy about it. That's all right. You're exactly right. Yeah, that's a fine line though early on. Yeah, well, I'd like to do that, truly. What part of Canada are you in? What part of Canada are you in? Oh, thank you, Georgia. Oh, that's a nice area you live down there. I thought of going down there today because, but it's just too hot, you know. Those Amish are using those hand things that cut hay and put it in like that little like teepee looking thing. And I'd love to get that on video. It just there are not that many people doing it that way. They're doing it with a baler, you know, where they're getting them in blocks, which is different. Yeah. I'll tell you, Walmart had some good cherries the other day. Big old giant cherries, really good. Oh, wonder if that ribeye is still on sale at Brian's. Man, that's a good steak. Oh, Stockbridge, Michigan. You know, I know a guy in Stockbridge that got busted with 500 pounds of marijuana 40 years ago. They got him in Stockbridge. Small world, isn't it? 500 pounds. He went to prison for like 11 years. Well, they're nailing people. Canada, I don't know how they're doing. This sex trafficking's really put a monkey wrench in that. You know? Maria, your thing is like the timers on it. Yeah, you do not want to be you do not want to get charged with a sex trafficking thing, which is a very broad statute. That's so they can charge anybody they want. No kidding. Yeah, it is until they want to charge you, Zach. Georgia, are you going south? Are you feeling that the internet stuff is on this going south or it's working? Oh, so those are still on sale? I'm gonna go down there and get that if they're on sale. Hope they're on sale today too. Oh, okay, your Wi-Fi. Okay. You were bragging about the infrastructure last time I was there. What's going on? Oh, that'd be cool, Shirley. Good. Yeah, I saw Sam Kinison in Royal Oak about 35, 40 years ago. Yeah, he really did. Yeah, it does take time. Yeah, you're right. You ever thought of just doing your own site where you didn't have to go through anybody? Oh, you do that too? Okay. Okay, Shirley. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And you see some like really good looking couples on there and their channel's not doing shit. I'm suspicious of it all. I don't know what the deal is on that. You ever look up, it's called iDeepthroat.com. Heather and her husband Jim. I actually did some work for them about 15, 20 years ago, and people that were stalking them. Now they're trying to get back into the game, but I suspect that there had to be something to do with their licensing because they got out of the porn game for like 15 years. Now they're getting back into it. But they're super nice people. Yeah, iDeepthroat.com. You think you could, Sue? You say that now, though. It comes right down to it. I bet you couldn't. Really, Mari? Wow. Heather Brooks, she calls her name, I think. Oh, okay. So hubby's totally cool with that, huh? Yeah, iDeepthroat.com. Heather, her name is. Yep. Really nice people. Yeah, iDeepthroat.com. They're getting back into it, I guess. You Google it, Heather Brooke. Heather Harmon, she calls herself. I think it's like 91 or something like that. Yeah. Are you familiar with that, Georgia? I'm sure she's an expert at getting ripped out of royalties and getting your shit copied, not being able to do anything about it. She'd probably be a good person to contact over that. Like I said, they're really nice. 87. Yeah, let me go up there and look, see what it is. I got my thermometer upstairs. You stay there, honey. It's 88. You want to go outside? It's 88 out. You're not going to be out there long, huh? It's a real burner. It's too hot. I'm not going. You want in? You're not going to be out there long. Daisy thinks I'm taking her somewhere. Yeah, it is. It is. You can spend hours going through there. And Pornhub, for all the money they got into that FTP site, you think they'd have better search engines. They're the worst in the world. And the stuff they want you to pay for costs more than the free stuff. Oh, that's a good idea, Mark. You may have a hard time with a live stream though in such a shitty cell phone area. La, la, la. You just gotta learn to party. All out of cheese. I got a little bit left. Yeah, I love the 60s, the 70s porn. Yeah. I had lunch with Johnny Wad once, Johnny Holmes. Yeah, but the fat people thing, that's for bachelor. I asked a guy that was running a porn shop, and the fat people porn, they take that to bachelor parties and people laugh and stuff at it. I'm sure there's a couple guys beating off to it someplace, but by and large, it's to have fun and drink at a bachelor party. Yeah, Long Dong Silver, yeah. Yep. You talking about the one-legged cute girl? The one-legged cute girl? Long Dong Silver. What a selective memory, Sue. There's better looking people making amateur porn now than the professional. That's right, Dennis. Hey, Eric, I was going to email you today. I wrote myself a note. How you doing? How's it going? Did you get your surgery? You know, gummies will make you do that stuff, Sue. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that about gummies? That's it. A lot of those girls are selling themselves on TikTok. I wish they were closer. God damn, man. Those girls on TikTok are cute. That's one thing, Melodic. If I was going to give you fatherly advice, son, this is what I want to tell you. When you get older, I want to show you how to be able to look at a young, tight, rocking body and not have your wife or your girlfriend catch you doing it. It's a really sophisticated art. If an older woman sees it, her significant other really eyeing up and down some 20-year-old with a killer body, it pisses them off. Don't ever believe anything less than that. So you've got to learn to do like this kind of side stare, like you're not giving a shit. Oh, well, thank you, Dennis. Oh, okay. Well, good. Best of luck here. Have you been in a lot of pain? That'll work out for you. You'll be glad you got it. Yeah, I have it happen too, Sue. I really do. Yeah. Yeah, gummies will make you lose short-term. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Man, I'm clicking around the internet, man. I'm left and right forgetting stuff. Shutting down chats accidentally, all sorts of stupid stuff. It definitely affects your short-term memory, for sure. Yeah, good. Thanks for telling me about them. Yeah. No, you don't, Mari. Yeah, okay. It's not that simple, though. You'll get busted just interpreting it. This complicated way of looking is just simply a side stare. It's way more complex than that. You got to lead their eyes with your eyes like you're looking up, and then you go to the side. Oh, that's interesting. You won't have a big scar. It's going to be smaller than you think. And you can get that all smoothed out and etched out later if it bothers you. Goodbye, Georgia. Have a good day. Oh, that's good, darling. Yeah, I'm trying to bring up Melodic to be a full-fledged lech at 64. If you're really good at it, your wife will be telling people, I never catch him looking at other women. That's what you want to hear. He's human. That's right. All right, Sharon, you have a good day. I think I'm going to sign off here too. I think I'm going to go get a couple of these ribeye steaks, or at least one. That's a good deal. The steaks are good there. So I'll be on later tonight, you guys. You guys have a good day today. Sharon, I'll talk to you later. All right, you have a good day. Dolly, you better get that dinner. Erica, good luck with everything. Keep in touch. Let us know how it goes. I bet you're totally burned out with that whole deal. No, I'm going to help you through it, Melodic. All right, Murray. Yeah, you look at him in a different way, though. Yeah, all right, Black Magic. Take care. Yeah, thanks a lot, Sue. You have a good time. Yeah, I'm going to go get one. If they're not all gone, that's a pretty good deal on those. All right, Graphic. Have a good day. Yeah, you're welcome, Erica. Take it easy, Sue. Good luck in your pursuit for a chef. Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to go get them. Yeah. I'll be lucky if there's any left. That's really cheap for a good ribeye, especially at that place, you know? All right, Dave. Yeah, be on later tonight. Party. Saturdays as opposed to Fridays for some reason are much better for the chats. I don't know why. Better in the sense there's a lot more people that come on and talk. I don't know whether Friday people just, you know, gear down or what. All right, so everybody have a good day today out there. Stay hydrated. Wash your hands. See you later, Murray. See you, Melodic. Better put your sunscreen on.